In your exploration of the afterlife,
Mm.
what has been the most profound insight you've uncovered about our existence?
Um, for me personally, what I would say, I guess, uncovered was something that transpired when I met my second wife. Um, I had an experience that was just unexplainable at the time, and I'll go through it a little bit. So um, I waited until I was in my mid 40s, I think, to date again after I had divorced. I guess I felt I wanted to wait until my kids were older. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but that's the way I did it. So I went online to meet somebody and get serious. And I was going through these different websites that they have. And it wasn't like Tinder or anything, I'm not to say I've never
You're
looked at
old school. You
Tinder.
went to like
I definitely looked at Tinder.
Harmony and
But yeah,
Match.com.
I was looking for something that was a little more substance, right? So and what they do to entice you is they give you like examples of ladies that are in your area to try to get you to join the site, and that's a true story. And so we are still married, living here and happily. But here's what happens when I meet her in the very, very beginning days. It's maybe 2 months into dating, and we're just starting to get serious. And she says to me, as I think any two people would do, she was like, "So, what are your spiritual or religious beliefs?"
Mm.
And I was like, I don't know, because at that point I didn't start this journey yet, and I still had the NDE in the box, and I really never thought about it. And I said, well, that's been something I've been meaning to get around to doing, is really figure that out and look into that. And she says, okay, that's cool, and she says, your birthday's coming up. I'm going to buy you something that's called a spiritual clearing. And I'm like, okay, you mean like a massage? And she's like, no, definitely not. And I was like, oh, rats. Now I don't believe in any, I'm still trying to hold on to my atheistic beliefs at this point. And because it's simpler there, I don't have to acknowledge the things that have transpired, the fact that I've seen energy and all this other stuff. So I'm trying to remain there, and she's more or less pulling me out. So we do this spiritual clearing, and I was very kind with the woman. And you don't have to be there. It was distant. You don't have to be there. She calls me on the phone, tells me what's going to happen. I'm at work, and I had worked my way up to a prominent position in the company. And she says, so listen, don't make any appointments today, and don't make any life-changing decisions for the next 24 to 48 hours. And if you feel weird, call me and let me know. And I said, well, okay, this sounds great. I said, thank you very much. I was polite. And I hung up the phone. And a couple hours later, she called me back and said, okay, I'm finished. And I said, okay, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And immediately thereafter, not maybe, I would say within an hour or two, I started to feel wobbly. I started to feel like I was off balance all the time. And I started to feel like I was being watched. It was a very strange feeling. I was being watched. And I've had this one time before. It was after the NDE that I had this feeling, and I kind of had this at bay, or at least I thought I did. And it was coming back, and it was really strong. And I was like, it was a Friday, and I went home for the day, and I said I had a headache, and I'll be back on Monday. And this is the first time this occurrence happens. It's where the first time I've seen energy and I've felt energy, but now this is the first time it actually appears to me in what looks like a human form. And it's not with my eyes. Okay. So this is how it works. It's in my third eye. It's like a movie screen opens up. I can close my eyes. A movie screen opens up in my mind. On the screen is a man in this case, and he's speaking to me. Okay. So it's a movie, but he's speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I effed up. I made a mistake. You can help her. I cannot. And I was like, what was that? I don't know who the guy is. I don't know what he's talking about. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And it persists. He does it again. He comes back over and over and over. Friday night, I go to sleep. I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening here, but this is just very weird. I'm going to go to sleep. I wake up the next morning, Saturday morning, and boom, there he is again, first thing in the morning.